This video is made possible by the following mad lads. All their awesome gear they supply to me can be checked out in the description below. Hey guys, Nostalgic Boy here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. So as you guessed by the introduction for this video, today we are going back in time to the year 2000. That's because recently the guys over at VRC released this new mod, the Oriole 8, or as you and I will know it, the Audi R8 from the LMP 900 class. Now maybe you're new to sports car racing, and this car, the Audi R8, came a little bit before your time. In fact, I'd say it's fair to say it came a bit before my time as a sports car enthusiast. The first time I came across this version of the car was probably in Gran Turismo 4. But let me tell you, there's a reason why this car is still popular today with racing enthusiasts and is, well, one of the daddies of endurance racing. I'm going to run through a couple of stats for you. So in total, the Audi R8 took part in 79 races, of which it won 63 of those races and took pole positions in 47 of them. But that isn't it by a long shot. In fact, Audi R8 won 5 of the 6 years they were entered into at Le Mans. And the only car ever to beat them was a Bentley Speed 8 in 2003, which some people say, and this hurts me to say as an Englishman, was essentially an Audi R8 in Bentley clothing. Now, a lot of you guys will know the Audi LMP ones as diesels, but this first iteration of the car was not. It was in fact powered by a 3.6 litre V8 engine, producing somewhere around 600 horsepower, and of course, this is before the hybrid era, so this was only rear-wheel drive. And to get back into that LMP 900 spirit, I'm going to be doing an 8-lap race against the AI in the VR, because this car is an absolute blast in virtual reality. And we'll be driving at Mosport, a great circuit for these cars, quite difficult to overtake on, but with the fast flowing corners you can really get a feel for what this car is all about. So this is going to be fun. Here I am on board in the Audi R8, surrounded by a sea of fellow Audi R8s. Pop it in first gear, wait for the lights, and we all bog off the line because surprisingly this car is not made for a standing start. Anyway, down to T1 for the first time, trying to find a bit of tarmac. There's a bit. One place already gained, very nice. Through T1, flat on the power towards T2. Trying to stay on the inside here because the car's going to fall away from me. Understeer at the front, I can feel the front tyre scrubbing. Trying to get in line with the cars in front of us. And now down to T3, trying to stay on this tarmac section on the inside like I'm not doing. There's no grip on the outside compared to that tarmac section. Back on the power, up to 4th gear. Check the mirrors of the car on the right of me. Now we plummet down towards Moss. And get the brakes nice and early. Where's that guy? He's still there on the right. He's still there on the right. Yeets it over the curb. Goes a bit too wide. And I have to get back into the traffic jam of R8s in front. Smash the power out of the bottom of the corner there. Trying to put all 600 horsepower down at once. And now we go up the hill. 4th gear. 5th gear. Deep in the toe of the guy in front of the car. To the left of me. I can just see him in the mirror. They're a bit slow in front. I'm getting held out. Come on, beep, beep. 6th gear. Now coming up to this fantastic fast right-hander, my favourite corner on the circuit where I'm not being impeded by cars, trying to try and keep it there on the outside. He's going to come back across, take the place. Inside for the last corner, no, I back out of it. But that is one very eventful lap at Mosport down. 7 to go, up the inside of the Audi on the left. Trying to take him through T1, back on the power nice and early. There you go, nice run through there. He's still there. We are just about past now, and now through to T2. Very, very fast left-hander. He's still there on the left. He's not giving up, and finally we're past him. My word, he did not want to give that up. Now down to T3 again. Easy on this black tarmac surface, then back on the power. The grip is there. We've got to believe the car will stick. It's hard to do so given just how brutally this thing accelerates. Downhill now, a small lift to the throttle. I have to get off the power big time there to avoid the guy in front. Very slow on the line. I like to go a bit wide there and touch the curb a bit, but it's not. It's okay, you can get away with it. And again, now we're deep in the switch. I can also almost reach out and touch that guy's spoiler if I wanted to. So now a drag race up towards the fast right. I've got the toe of the guy in front, so I should hopefully get him. Check the mirror, no, he's still there. I'll try and yeet round the outside. Stick, stick, stick. Oh, it sticks. Nice, very nice. I went around the outside there. The front end started to wash away from me, but I just about kept it under wraps. That's another lap completed. My word. This thing is an absolute blast to drive. It really is. And I've got to say, in the past, I've been a little bit wary of VRC mods because maybe some risque decisions regarding payment versus donations, some weird wording there, I think, to avoid tax, maybe. I don't really know what they're doing. But driving this car, this is another paid mod, it's about £3.50, I think, £3.70. driving this car, this feels like it's at the level, or very close to the level, of my favourite mod maker, which is Race Sim Studios, which is a very good thing indeed. Both in detail, as you can see from the cockpit on the inside, and how the thing drives, it really does feel like an early 2000s prototype. Ton of power, all for the rear wheels, of course, so we're now side by side with my fellow Audi boy. Hello, friendo! I'm in the slipstream though, well now he is. He's still kind of, I can just about see his spoiler in my mirror. Going to the top of 5th and then to 6th gear, just try and build any revs I can, try and eke out any gap. Try not to hit the fake champion car there to the left. There's still a car to the left of me. No, he's just about behind now, it's another place game, but as I was trying to say before I got embroiled in yet another battle, this car feels like it is just alive. It's all over the shop. You have all this fantastic high-speed grip, but there's very definitely a limit. You can feel it in the steering as well. Once you go through that limited downforce, the car just kind of stops reacting the way it would before. Like through here, for example, you can so easily just scrub the front tyres if you're taking too much speed through. But then also through the low speed corners, you can really feel that this thing doesn't have that much grip at the bottom compared to the top, you know? It really is truly alive, and that's what makes this kind of car very, very fun to drive. Quite easy to pick up as well, for those wondering, oh man, this is going to be a difficult car to drive. It's actually quite user-friendly. And importantly, you can recover this car. When you have any sort of incident, you might be thinking, oh man, like, I'm used to iRacing when the cars just get away from you so easy. This thing you can recover if you start having a slide or a moment. Kind of makes you realise why it did so well in all these endurance competitions. It was just easy to drive, and it was bloody quick as well. Try to go around the outside here. Not quite enough room to do that there. Motorsport isn't really a fantastic racetrack for overtaking, but it's a lot of fun to drive this car on. When you have AI here a little bit insane, you can have a lot of fun with it. Right up behind the rear spoiler, the guy in front dives to the inside. Rear end tried coming around a bit there. Right to the top there of 3rd gear, actually hitting a limit and a little bit of contact with the guy in front. Fantastic racing round. I do like this version of Motorsport too. There'll be a link for that in the description, as well as a link to where you can purchase this mod if you want to do so. But I am definitely not regretting my purchase of this. Really feel like I need to do a community event with this car, because this car and maybe some of the GT1s from Race Sim Studio would be absolutely brilliant fun. It really would. So down to 2nd gear. Very difficult section for here. The AI go very wide on that curb sometimes. You can see how much it slows them up. And you just plant the throttle there, pedal right to the floor. That 3.6 litre V8 engine behind us, just pushing us up the hill. Side by side with the car in front. It's just a drag race now. I'm giving them the minimum amount of room possible. Then we're going to dive out to the outside. Carry that down forward through, back on the power. Look at that. That's the best I've done that course all race, and the amount of time I gained on the guys in front kind of shows that, doesn't it? I think that, if anything, the noise for the AI cars are a bit too loud for this. You can barely hear your own engine when you're driving, but luckily you've got the rev lights in front of you to tell you where to shift. I've been following those for most of the race. Back downhill again, you can see the little mini adjustments there, that the road's quite bumpy. I'm being a bit too aggressive on the way in. I think driving like this in a proper endurance race would probably end up with you wrecking your tyres fairly quickly. But you can probably see, I imagine, I know I'm a little bit sweaty right now. You can probably see there is effort of driving this car as well, just when you're trying to drive it quickly. And I would love to drive this in a multi-class environment. It'd be so much fun, I think. Definitely something to think about in the future. Good run there. Try and beat that 23 up the hill. But I'd say the Oracle Racing car in front. Fun fact, that livery, the PlayStation livery, the green and blue one in front, is the first ever livery I had in an endurance race in sim racing. I was part of a team called Team Oracle, and we drove that car. Very fun memories of driving that car. Easy. Try and bring the car back in again. There you go, very nice. It's a bit tricky getting on the power out there. You can hear the car not quite settled. We're making some good time here, up to P4. Only a couple of places left, or one place left, and we can be on the podium, so that'll be our goal, I think. Oh God! Tried to drive the car too hard in. You see the rear end went away. I managed to straighten up the car and catch it again, but lost a bit of time to the guys in front. And that's what I mean about this car. You're able to recover it. You know, it's not crazy. The learning curve is not crazy steep. You can get into this and go fast fairly quickly, but it's Like most race cars, they're easy to drive quickly, but to drive at the limit is a whole different story. That's where this thing really comes into its own. Just smashing the throttle out there. I'm going to have a double char up the hill. Now this could be it for us. Getting us into the podium. I wonder if I can catch the guy in first if I had a lap that was unimpeded. I'm doing about 1 minute 12, 1 minute 11s when I'm in traffic, but I can do 110s on my own. He's looking up the inside. They're going to slow each other down. I'll try to follow the guy on the outside through, maybe. Now that was opportunistic, and I'll take it. Fantastic, just slotting in between the two. Can I get up the inside here? This is very important what I do if I want to catch the leader. Sideways on the way in. Squeeze him out to the left, and we're just about through, I think. Oh no, a bit too quick into the T2. Try and carry the speed using the runoff a little bit cheeky, but I'm going to use it. Still side by side with the guy there. Trying to keep the car hugged to the inside. Don't want to drive outside and have contact. He takes the wider line, carries the speed out. It's still a fast first part of a lap, regardless of the battling. And now coming down to Moss for the last time. He's going to go very wide out there. Comes back on, slows me right up. Go! Go, you pleb! This is where I usually maybe push him and try and get a bump draft up the hill. Can you bump draft R8s? Let's not find out. Up into 6th gear. I'm going to have to go around the outside if I want this place. It's going to be a great move in the final lap of the race. Here we go. Yes, very nice indeed. Not quite close enough to do anything about the leader. But my word, that was an incredible laps here at Motorsport in the brilliant Oriole 8, aka the Audi R8. You should buy this car. It is fantastic. Woo! There you are, guys. There are the final results. As you can see, we finish up in 2nd position. Not quite managing to catch the leader in the end, but that race was a lot of fun. AI could have been maybe a little bit quicker, but for the sake of the race and for the sake of all the overtaking, I can forgive them being a little bit slow, I think. And what can I say about this car that I haven't already? Now, I want to just very quickly put out there that I'm not sponsored by VRC. They didn't give me this car to try. I went out and bought this after seeing other people drive it, and I got to say, I do not regret that purchase one bit. The level of detail in the cockpit, including this little lap timer over to the right, and the way this car handles when you're really pushing it and really trying to drive it on the edge is incredibly rewarding and immersive. I can't think of a better word to say that this car is just believable to drive, and that's what we aim for as sim racers. But most importantly, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, then make sure to hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, then hit the subscription button as well as the bell notification icon, because that way you'll be made notified for future streams and future videos like this. A massive thank you to my patrons and to my sponsors. I'm so lucky that I get to do something that I love as my job and make a living from it, and it's because of you guys, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care, have an awesome day, see you all next time.